Well, good morning, everyone. Bedrock Burger. As I'm recording this, my channel has been terminated by YouTube. I'm trying to get it back as of recording this. We'll see how it goes. If this video goes live, then I have it back. But I thought that in between episodes 2 and 3, I would actually do a little tour of this whole place. Because I am actually... Episode 3 is basically going to be taking what I have over here and massively increasing how many factories there are. So, let's just do a little tour. I'm going to go through each of these factories and just kind of explain how it works. I'll start with the simplest one of them all, the dripstone factory. So this is the factory where I produce my dripstone. Currently, it is just the vanilla method of doing it. We have observers, we have pistons, we have the dripstone growing. Whenever a dripstone grows, it updates the observer, pistons push out, and knock it off where it goes on a belt into a chest over here. This is very slow, but I actually just added a mod that allows me to get dripstone. It's called Create Ultimate Factory, and it's going to be very nice. But that is just the very simplest explanation of that one. Now we get to the EXP Factory, which was episode 1. So EXP Factory is, this is my first creation of like these massive contraptions, so it could definitely be a lot better. Literally, like there's a water wheel here and a water wheel here that powers all of this here. And then we have like a second two water wheels powering all this. So what happens is water wheels power this, which is drills hidden here, goes down the chutes for the cobblestone, that smelts it into stone, stone goes up into here, just as a little, I can't think of the word. Anyways, then it shoots out onto here where it gets haunted, and then it goes into here as, I still can't think of the word, so it goes into it as the infested soulstone, then it goes up here into this, where a mechanical arm, which it's powered by water wheels back, yep, right here. So these water wheels, these water wheels power this, and they powered this here, which this mechanical arm takes it from the barrel here, or from these depots here, because the barrel deposits it on the depots, and just moves them up to here, where they start going up to the chutes, into this absolute abomination. I know, I can totally make this a lot better. This was my very first of these massive scale create contraptions. I can do a lot better now. I probably will eventually. If you want to see that, let me know. But if we go down this little handy here, there's that mechanical arm there that takes it from these barrels, and barrels do the same thing as the other one. I don't have my spyglass on me. And just it puts them there, and the barrels deposit into there and there. So that's how that works. Now let me just jump down to my doom. So when it gets to this part here, there are those deployers up there and mechanical drills that will actually break the infested stone. The silverfish go on those belts, which are really fast, and they get yeeted over to here, where we have deployers punching them. So the silverfish are left with 1 health, and then the deployers finally execute them. Now, the rest of this part is down at the bottom. Let me go there. So when we actually get down here, I need to fix that. Anyways, so when we actually get down here, this is where a lot of the magic happens, a lot of the water wheels that are powering the different individual things, like this, for example. And when we go over here, we have a water wheel hidden in here, and a water wheel hidden back here that actually powers this whole mess over here. So, and another water wheel right here. I have so many water wheels. Water wheels are great. But this is the pipe system that takes them up. Now when we go back here into this mess, this machine is from Create Enchantment Industry. This is a disenchanter. Essentially what happens is the EXP nuggets that get from silverfish being punched get pulled into the deployer. The deployer shoots it down onto here where they get disenchanted. And then they get pulled from those, if I can go find a way to get around to see it. The disenchanter has these pipes connected to it, so when the disenchanter gets the EXP into here, it pipes into these, well, pipes, and gets funneled all the way into the very large tank that you saw earlier. Gets funneled to here and up to the tank, which is right up there. Now, right behind me is where all the magic happens. This is the EXP room. You can see the tank behind me, and some nice steel doors from Ad Astra. Very good mod. So we just open it up, and I have tutorials for some of my friends that are also on the server, even though I'm alone most of the time. And it's basically, we just hit this lever, and we have this pump going out, and just raining the EXP on us. And that's how that all works. You just got to make sure it's turned off, or else the, well, I'll show you. The EXP just kind of bubbles in, and it really starts to add up after a while and causes a lot of lag. So you gotta always make sure that the EXP thing is turned off when you leave, but there's a lot in there. This is about like a couple hours AFK. But that's the Experience Factory. It is gigantic and it probably needs a little bit of a facelift. This one over here is actually going to be in the next episode. This is not quite finished yet. I'm also going to be adding a factory over here, which this factory is going to be huge. It is going to be a major game changer. But this one, I'll showcase in the next episode. It's just like a lava generator, and I'm going to have stuff over there. There's not anything right over there now, but there will be. This one is the Blaze Cake Factory. I was just running it, but when we go in, when we look in the front, this is where you input the netherrack. Underneath here is actually a set of crushing wheels, which I'll get to in just a moment. That will crush them. But when we go inside, this is basically where it gets assembled. At Bedrock Burger Studios, we prioritize aesthetics over function. So, this looks good. That's because all the machinery is underneath my feet. And let me tell you, it is a total mess under there. Yeah, so basically the way this works is that I have these 3 individual belts underneath all these chests, or over here underneath these belts. The items get sent up onto this belt and deposited into here where they are all full, and I have this set to 16, so that way once it actually gets to the mixer, only 16 can go in and 16 is made. They all get funneled into different ways, and they get pushed out onto this belt, which this belt goes over here and down to a spout. We also have chickens for the eggs. Over here we have all the sugarcane production. This actually took me the longest, and it was one of those moments where I made it. I made a system that kind of worked, but then I remembered that, you know, this exists, the rotational things. Yeah, that took a while. But over here, I actually have a redstone link connected to this whole thing, so all I gotta do is flick this lever, and the whole thing goes. It is a bit loud when it actually operates because of the mixer. But yeah, it works perfectly. The only problem I have is that lava is not automatable. There's probably a create add-on that does that. But yeah, it just kind of runs, moves all the materials into here, and then sends it out over this way, where it goes down here. There is a chute underneath there, to where it routes underneath there, and gets into this chest. So that way, when you actually come in the factory, the blaze cakes are just right there ready for you. But now let's get to the abomination underneath here. This road is here for a reason. Essentially, this whole factory thing was an island, and I've just been kind of cannibalizing the island. But now let's look at the mess. So there, right here is the crushing wheels that crush the netherrack into the cinder flour, which goes down into an item vault there. We have an item vault for all the sugarcane, because the sugarcane, it's a bit weird. I have it to where they deposit in here, then go into belts that all feed into the same funnel right here. Or is it? No, it's this one that they all funnel into. They all funnel into this one and into this item vault. This belt over here is actually a fail-safe that I set up in case the, you know, all of it gets full. Essentially, if I have the threshold switch, which is set to sugar, which will activate this when the item vault gets to 100% capacity, which will activate this belt and literally just yeet all the sugarcane into lava, just in case. So then when we get to here, the sugarcane goes out this way and down on this belt to where I have a bunch of, you can't exactly see them, but there's a lot of item crafters in here that puts the sugar into these chests, and the sugar goes out here to where it then goes up here. This is where all the magic happens, and everything that is automatable or automated through this goes up here to those belts that I showcased earlier. Now we go to here, we have, this is where the cinder flour goes and gets deposited out this way, goes down the track, and then the eggs, the chickens are actually like right above this item vault. They just get sent onto here and then down this way. There's a chute here that deposits onto here, and they go up into this. There is encased fans underneath these, you can see here, that actually shoot them up to where they need to go. Next, we have the lava collection system all over here. There's actually, I need to figure out, this is a bit of a mess, as I said, but there is a lava collection system here, and a lava collection system, you can kind of see it over there, that pulls lava into this tank. You can see the 2 pipes here, pulls them into the tank. This one's not very highly powered because there's less of them, but yeah. when we go over to here, you can see that I have the same system as the sugarcane, where a threshold switch looks at this, and when this thing gets full, they go along this belt to where they just get yeeted into lava. And it has dirt in a gearbox because those are materials I had on hand. But when we look over here, this barrel is actually where the blaze cakes go after they get spouted with lava. They go there, and they just get sent along into this. There's an encased fan there, and then the blaze cakes just go into here, and then up into the chest. So that's how that all works. Yeah, in the time where I was just kind of explaining that, I have already made 2 more stacks of blaze cakes. This thing is extraordinarily efficient. All we need to do to turn it off is just flick this lever, and it's all off. It's a pretty great system. But now let's get to the gold factory and the Blackstone Rails factory. So I wish it wasn't raining, but I'm not going to use commands to disable it because why would I? Let's start with the machines on the bottom. So when we go to the bottom, this is just a dump chest for all the blaze cakes that then go down here, and the mechanical arm distributes them to each of these. I did find out once I started actually running this gold factory that a single superheated blaze burner makes this whole thing run. Like, you can imagine my facepalm when I did that. It was like, oh, this whole thing could have been run by a single superheated blaze burner? My god. But that's the machinery for this. We also do have another redstone link over here, which this basically, it turns off the mechanical arm, so the mechanical arm will no longer deposit, but that's up there. When we go back here, I actually have this system to, since we are in, well, literally the middle of the ocean, like, look at this, we're in the middle of the ocean, right? It's 10,000 water source blocks, so they all get drained up, or piped, I'm going to say that, into this maxed out steam boiler. But yeah, when we go up here, I'll show you the off switch. This in here, this is where the gold ingots get deposited. There is a reason why this is empty actually. This is the master switch that basically tells the mechanical arm to stop putting the blaze cakes into the steam boiler, and it also shuts off the cobblestone generators that's up there and a cobblestone generator that's over here. So it's just like a master switch. But now, this is my shulker monster for now. I have my create stuff in here, and then I usually put building blocks in these. A lot of building blocks. But yeah. Now, this is the, it's a very compact Blackstone rail factory. So what happens is we have a cobblestone generator, which I'm actually going to downsize soon, that funnels it onto a belt. They then get haunted into Blackstone, and there's a chest. You can see the funnels for it. I'll just break it in here. Yeah, there's a chest right here where all the Blackstone goes, and then they just get funneled onto a saw into here and moved onto the players. Now let's go inside. One of the goals with this Blackstone rail factory was to make it super compact. So you can see this is where the actual output of the gold from the gold factory goes. Currently, it is just spitting the gold nuggets into here. I'm going to actually make a different gold farm later on, but it gets split in between there and here, and then goes into here. This is just as a buffer chest where I can take gold nuggets and just put them right in this chest. Funnels down to the deployer. The deployer is placed, put the gold nuggets on the Blackstone slabs, which makes them into rails. Then this thing presses it. It goes into here, and then down into this item vault here. I do have the item vault hooked up to a, stock. I forget what that's called. But it counts the number of tracks that we have, and then when I need the tracks, I just flick this lever, and the tracks come out into this barrel. And this whole very compact Blackstone rail factory is powered by these water wheels. Very compact. Also easily accessible to get all the way up here. There is another redstone link up here, which that just kind of powers these pistons. Next, let's get to the behemoth. The gold factory. This thing probably could have been done a lot better, but whatever. It's already made. So, when we actually get up in here, you can see that we have, there are actually 2 sets of grinders here and more pistons up there, which activates a cobblestone generator. There are drills that basically send it into here, which this one grinds it into gravel, and this one grinds into sand. They go down here to where an encased fan actually blows on everything in here. Now, what you may be noticing, there's a lot of sand that actually gets pushed through here. The problem was that these depots don't seem to want to hold more than 1 sand. So I have it set to where if sand lands on here, it stays. These funnels in the back here are set to flint and... yeah, these ones are set to flint back here. So there's lava back there to where if flint lands on this, it gets voided. To where if sand or clay falls on here, the clay goes through here, but the sand lands on here to where it can get washed, and then the clay goes through here. If sand makes it to the end, I literally just have it to where it gets voided. Why is there gravel? I don't know. But the clay does, if clay is made as it's getting pushed, clay goes in here and here to where it goes down, to where it goes down to here, where it gets put into a little mix or press here and gets pressed into clay blocks, like that. That was actually perfect timing. Wow, I couldn't have done that any better. But when the clay gets pressed, it gets heated into here to where we get turned into terracotta, and then it gets sent up there to a pair of crushing wheels. Crushing wheels crush into red sand, and the red sand goes down here to where it gets washed into, has a chance to make either gold nuggets or dead bushes. If it makes a dead bush, I have this filter set to dead bushes. So it'll just go right into the lava, but this one is set to gold nuggets, so the gold nuggets will go here, go up there, just a little buffer chest, that's the word I'm looking for, it's a buffer chest, to where it goes in here, gets set on this belt, and then goes along here in case Jane drives to keep this one going. And it goes into yet another buffer chest, where this buffer chest is actually set to 2. So when 2 gold nuggets enter, they both get sent here, and then it gets sent to this gold chest with funnels, or gold chest, just a regular chest, to where they get sent in through these funnels to get sent to the rails. This one over here was originally a third place where they went to where it would actually make gold ingots, but man, that jammed so often. Like I'm not telling you, gold nuggets would just kind of build up. But yeah, that's the gold factory. So for this factory district, in the next episode, once Bedrock Burger comes back from its wrongfully terminated purgatory, this will actually be much expanded. I plan on having another factory back behind me over there, and then a factory right next to the other dripstone factory over there. I'm just going to be massively expanding this. So, if you want to see those expansions, of course, do the stuff that the algorithm loves you to do, the subscriptions and the notifications on and the blah 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 blah. You know how it is. Yeah, that's a tour of this factory. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe. See you in the next one.